So if you're shooting behind home plate and you're trying to shoot wide, you've got to have the shallowest depth of field or aperture as you can. So for my 16 by 35, it's going to be 2.8, which is, since it's a wide angle lens, it's not going to be enough to erase the fence if you're shooting through the fence. So you have to get your lens right up to the fence. The thing you're probably most worried about in that case is going to be your shutter speed, or in any case. So if you put a longer focal length on like my 135 and get kind of a close-up shot, and you shoot that pretty wide open, you can get rid of the fence no matter where you are, which is pretty awesome. So, but I do like shooting wide behind the fence because you're going to get a huge, you can get a very dramatic shot. If I'm shooting close up, I would typically go sit somewhere between the bleachers and the dugout is generally where I would go, so I can see their faces and stuff. People are going to think I'm weird sitting out here talking to myself, but oh well. In all honesty, if you have a prime wide angle lens, that's the best thing. I have a 24, I think it's a 1.4, but I'll shoot at 1.6 or 1.8 from behind home plate. I just didn't bring it today. That's what I would probably shoot if you have it. But the 16 by 35 is good too. 2.8 is fine. Just get yourself close and put your focus point like towards the bottom, so you're getting them and then the whole field instead of putting them like in the middle of the screen. Yeah, that's what I would say. Oh, good hit. Alright, so here comes Grayson up to bat. You'll notice that I'm shooting wide because the sky's kind of pretty now. I'm at 1/2000, 2.0. So if I'm trying to shoot them out in the field and I'm using a long focal length, I can pretty much use whatever aperture. I can go 2.0, 2.2, and I still should not get the fence. So I'll take a couple of Grayson here and show you real quick. So I'm going to take this one with Grayson. I'm at 1/2000, 2.0. Mama. Hey, sweetie. And so I'm going to go up to 3.2. 1/1250. And so literally my lens is like a foot from the fence. If I open it all the way up and go to like 6.3, I'm still not going to get the fence. Because of the way I'm shooting, even if I can go anywhere and do it, and I'm fine. So I just want to show you that. Hey guys, I'm out here at the ball field. My son is playing, and I was going to do some out in the outfield because I don't really ever do that much. But I'd like to see the batter's face and kind of after they hit the ball, it coming towards me. Even on the Little League field though, unless you're on T-ball could be a little bit smaller. You're going to need a 135 or a 200. Or 70 by 200 or something to get you in pretty close. You can always crop in. These are just kids' sports pictures, so it's really not that big of a deal if you crop in some if you want to get it a little bit closer. So I'm going to walk over here towards the middle of the field. I want to be exactly opposite of my batter. I was shooting those at about 1/800, 1.8, and about an ISO of 1000 or 1250. You want to keep your shutter speed up. It looks like it's bright out here, but it's really not that bright when it comes down to this. You want to keep your images nice and bright to preserve all the colors, and you want to freeze the motion with the shutter speed. The 1.8 It's good. It helps you let more light in, but you're not going to separate them from the background as much as you would if you were up there shooting this way, because they're only, what, like 7 feet from the backdrop, and I'm this far out from them. So actually, it's not really going to help separate them out that much, even with a really long focal length. Okay, so we'll kind of look at some of the pictures that I took on the 2 days that I did the little recordings. So I kind of went through and flagged some of the ones that I liked. It's going to be really simple here. The Brilliance presets came as a bonus with the new Sunkiss collection. And the Deep Golden Brilliance I absolutely love. So anyways, I'm just going to kind of go in here and just kind of show you what I would do on these. I might bring it down just a little bit. Maybe, oh, that's too much. So maybe I would not do that much on that one. Then I'm going to copy the settings maybe to the next one, or actually I'll just probably just hit previous. So this was taken with my 16x35 at 23 millimeters. And you can see a little bit of the fence in because I wasn't completely zoomed the way that I could be, or maybe I wasn't all the way up to the fence. So anyways, this is that same preset. I'd already applied it to some of the other ones, so I knew it was going to work for these, which is awesome. So I'm just going to copy and go down the line. The only thing like I said, I might do is bring it down just a little bit. Let me see this one. That one's fine. That's my crazy boy. And I did these just, I don't even know that I would keep these necessarily, but I was kind of showing you shooting from behind home plate with a 135. He is on second base, so if that gives you an idea, that is easy. So these are really easy. What I could do, since I know this preset is going to work for all of these, I could have just hit this one and then hit Command A and then hit sync, and it would have put all those settings on all of my selected pictures automatically, which is what I typically do, but I was just going to kind of go through and show you guys some of the pictures that I got. This is my 135 from behind home plate. I do like to do that sometimes. But like I said, I like, usually if I do that, I go and get up that one just a little bit. I go, where's this one up? This one. Usually I would go off to the side. I was sitting between the bleachers and the dugout. So if I would have gotten her batting, which I'm sure I did, and these same ones, I just haven't edited them yet. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, there was no softball on the third. So that one right there is from the same place, but that one was with my 200. I just happened to take it out there that day. So anyways, just thought I would share that with you guys. I love taking them from behind home plate because it kind of gives you the perspective of the entire field, which I think is really awesome. Some of these I already applied the preset to. I just thought that one was cool because the ball's right there. So anyways, nothing to it, especially when you have something that you know works. These presets are awesome, and they're especially awesome for stuff like this. I may just leave that out. I just thought it was cool to get a perspective of the whole field. I may, this one actually, oh, I already used the preset on that one. This one actually has Grayson on first base, so I may use this one instead. I kind of like the perspective of that one better, so I may keep both of them. But yeah, I kind of did the same thing with all of these. Oh, I was going to show that one. He's one of our assistant coaches. He is such a sweetheart. He was giving the kids on the other team Skittles because they saw that he had some. I was going to take this one down a bit, but I don't know if I will or not. But this is that same preset. Sometimes I make little adjustments if I want to. Let's see. These are probably going to be my favorite. Grayson was running for home, and I barely made it back there in time. But this is the 16 by 35 zoomed all the way out, so that I'm on 35. So that way there's no fence in there, and I was shoved right up to next to the fence, trying to get all the action in. I like how my husband is acting all calm and cool out there. I'm surprised he wasn't jumping up and down. So anyways, I'm just going to hit previous so that I crop it the same way. I think I may have been off to the side just a little bit. Whoops. Let's see. Maybe it's because he's tilted because he's jumping in. I don't know. I don't want to crop it in too much. I think that looks good right there. Let me do this one the same way. I kind of want to get these all the same. Anyways, it was just a cute little shot because he had to slide. The catcher has the ball. And you can't really tell from this angle, but he was more than safe. If you zoom in, you might can tell. Well, he didn't tag him with the ball either, so. Anyways. So, if I wasn't sitting here yapping to y'all, I probably could have had these culled and edited within, 15 minutes or so. But since I talk a lot, and plus I'm just reliving my pictures here. Oh, and I really love this one of all the boys slapping hands. Since I was already back there, Grayson's hit, I think, was the last one. So, anyways, I just thought that was a cool little picture. So, anyways, we'll open up some of these in Photoshop in a minute, and I'll kind of show you how I would edit them to get them, really dramatic. I mean, you could leave them just like they were right there too, because they're already really pretty. So these are the ones from that I took at night at home plate. I mean, from out in the outfield towards home plate. And these are actually with my 200, but as you can see, like I said in the video, oh, Grayson got the game ball. Like I said in the video, since what causes blur in the background and to kind of make your people stand out is when they're separated from the background and you have a longer focal length. So, like for Grayson batting here, he's really close to that background and I'm really far away. So I'm not going to make him stand out even at 1.8, which is what I was shooting at. So, and these night shots where there's no color in the sky, I'm not like a huge fan of. I love the afternoon games more than anything. Just because I like all that color and all that drama in there. So, if I have my choice, that's what I like to take pictures of. But these can be cool too, and you can also do some neat edits with stars and all that kind of stuff. In the Summer Love pack, let's see, I can go in here. In the Summer Love pack, I have stars and a moon, like a starry night overlay, so I have used that one a lot. And it actually is on a layered PSD so that you can just drag the stars over if you don't want to do the sky. So if this sky had been dark, you can just drag the stars over, so that's kind of cool. But it has a lot of fun stuff in it. So on these, I would not do anything like super special. I actually just pasted that, the deep golden brilliance again, and just tweaked it just a tad, just because it's really orange. I really like that one though. That 200 is such a pretty lens. I mean, truly it is. So anyways, that's a good one right there. One quick thing I wanted to mention, sometimes at night and even during the day, the orange clay gets to be quite a bit. Like I said, I have the deep golden brilliance on this one, but I want to kind of play with the orange a little bit. You can kind of do it in hue down there, or you can play with it in luminance. You might just want to take just a little bit of that orange out. Sometimes it helps just because there's so much in there. So anyways, that's my tip for the clay there. I'll probably just edit just one of these for you guys so you can see it. But it's really cool. So anyways, we'll open up a couple of these in Photoshop and I'll edit them for you. And I'll also look for one to do a composite on, like I did this one of Grayson. Where is it at? This one right here that I did of Grayson. I don't know if I'll do exactly this one, but I'll do one sort of like it. And you can kind of see how I did that. So anyways, we'll move on to Photoshop here in just a second. So I have opened up a couple of these that we saw in Lightroom and Photoshop, so I could do a quick edit for you guys. So that's what we're gonna do. This is my quick selection tool. You don't have to do the refine edge. I think that it will blend just fine. But if you're ever doing a sky overlay, or you're trying to do something where you're going to get in the trees and you kind of want it to get in some of those crevices that you're not going to really be able to go in and select unless you just took hours with it, you can try the refine edge tool. It's usually pretty good on stuff like that. I really I like using it a lot, especially if there's blowing hair or something crazy like that. I think I'm going to go back old school here, and I'm going to go back to the Kansas collection for the skies. Let me show you where that is real quick. In my store, kansasfits.bigcartel.com, I am using the Ultimate collection right here, and I have it for elements as well. Now, we did a little thing. I'm going to change something up here before I continue on. I'm going to go back here where we grabbed it from, and I think that I want to remove the gradient from this. There we go. I think that's going to be a better fit for how I'm going to edit the overall picture, which is fine. It's not really like that big of a deal, but this picture doesn't really have, where was the old one? See, it was just a little thing up there, but I decided that I didn't like it. I'd rather do it like this. But I'm going to do the same exact thing that I just did. And like I said, you can go in and do the refine edge tool if you want to, and kind of get everything the way that you want to get it done. Totally up to you. Right here. My computer always runs a little bit slow when I'm recording something, so things take me a little bit longer than they normally do whenever I am videotaping. I'm just doing it real easy. Like I said, it's not that big of a deal. If there's any big gaps, though, it does help with those sometimes. So again, I'm going to run Bold Beautiful Skies from the Kansas collection. And that's much better. That's giving me more of the look that I was going for. Can't even believe that sky was real. So anyways. And then I'll probably go down to the Sun Kissed collection, which is also where the preset that we used in Lightroom, it's from this collection as well. The Spring Arise and Shine is just like a little bit more bright, almost less contrasty kind of thing than the one in the Kansas collection. So I like using this one a lot. So let's zoom in here. One thing I want to make sure that I don't do is I want to make sure that we keep the ball where you can see it a little bit more. So we're actually going to go in here and enhance this just a little bit. You actually might want to use a refine edge tool on this, but you're just going to have to make the tool really small. Just make sure we get a good selection there. I want to make sure the edge is not shifted. I probably don't even want to feather that. I'm not going to do anything major to it. I just want to brighten it up a little bit. So let's see, does that help make it stand out just a little bit? Yeah, I think it does. Okay, so there is that. I don't know if I would do, You can see the fence a little bit over here because I wasn't right in the middle whenever I was shooting. I can't really decide if I want to do anything else to this one. I might do a couple of things. Like maybe this grass is a little rough down here at the park. So it kind of just depends on you if you want to go a little bit bolder with your edits, which I typically do for stuff like this because they're my kids' pictures and I like a bold edit. So we put some of that green grass in. I kind of like it. So there we go. Trying to decide if I would do anything else. I might do a little HDR or something other to it. We'll see. So this one is going to be much easier probably. What I could really do if I just want to do a quick edit, I could just do Spring Rise and Shine, and I think that's going to give me exactly what I want. Yeah. But I think instead I'll show you a little bit more bold of an edit because like I just said, I like to edit bold. And there we go. So this helmet and all these colors are a little bit tricky. Let me see. Okay, there we go. I think we're good on that. And I think what I might do, what I was thinking about doing is maybe doing a little bit of a gradient map in the back. Probably on multiply. I think I like it on soft light the most, and I'm just going to bring that down just a little bit. And you know, you can always go and blur the background just a little bit more if you want to. I would just duplicate the background layer. Maybe just do a little bit of a blur. Very little bit. There, and then I could always drag this mask down because he's already been taken care of there. And then there's that. I haven't decided if I want to put any sky stuff in back there. I could do bold, beautiful skies, or I could do any of the backgrounds or bright, colorful skies. It kind of is just a preference on which ones you like to use, and as you use them, you'll be able to tell more and more which ones you like better. But as you can see, I didn't even mask anything off. I'm just going to put it in the trees because the trees would have the same kind of color. I can put it in here if I want to make any of that darker as well. If I was going to do that, I'd just reduce the opacity of my brush and kind of get in there with it. So anyways, I don't really need to do that. It's not that big of a deal. But I do like having that up there. And then, like I said, I would probably just go down here and do Spring Rise and Shine and see. How I like that. I like it a lot. I think I might bring, and you can, I typically don't do this, but I would just kind of play within the action a little bit. I really like that. The only thing I might just is bump, oh, that's quite a bit, is take some of that yellow out. So, anyways, I like that one too. I'll show you the before up here. Boom, boom. And I was going to do one more. So I really love these little pictures at the end here. I am going to use the patch tool first and get some of this, get this wire out because it's kind of distracting. I guess once he's out of machine pitch, we won't have to worry about that anymore, huh? I don't know if the patch tool did exactly the best job there, but whatever. Okay, so this one I know exactly what I want to do with it. I definitely want to do a sky edit on it because I think it's going to be really pretty. And I probably will go through here and do this refine edge situation here. There we go. And Oh, and you could go and take the light poles out of there too if you wanted to, but anyways. So I definitely just love that. Just absolutely love it. Don't know how much of this I'll keep. What I'll probably do is go take this off right here. A lot of that you're seeing on him, the haze, is the fence link right here. So I really like it. I really, really like it. And then I'll probably do the old standby, either Spring Arise and Shine or Arise and Shine. I like it. I like it. I like it. On this one, I am getting more yellow than I would like. I will tell you that it did look similar to this out on the field though, because of you can tell the sunset is pretty insane that day. So anyways, you know, usually I'll just kind of open up a selective color and try to get what I want from this, and that usually gets me about where I want to be. So I really love this. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I would do. I might just do a little paint on vignette at the bottom. Nothing too dark. Well, I drew it on there kind of dark, and now I kind of like it. So there's that. I really like it. If you wanted more symmetry in something like this too, you could always, what I was thinking about doing is taking a little bit of this and putting this over here, because I don't really like the way that it is. So you could just grab, I mean, this is obviously going way out of the way for a sports picture, but hey, I kind of love these. So we would just bring this up and bring this down right there. And obviously that's a little bit different of a color. So we might just have to darken it just a little bit right there. And, oops, add a layer mask here. We'll bring some of this back in. You have to be careful what you bring back in though, because you're really close to that line right there. So I would probably just get in really close and erase that, and maybe even some of that clay so it blends a little bit better right there. And then get in here and do this right here. And then back it out a little bit. We could probably still do a little bit more darkening there. There we go. But that gets us a little bit more symmetry, which makes me feel better. Odd as it is. So anyways, that's that edit. The only other thing I'll do is show you, and I'm going to do a part 2 of this video, and I'm going to do a composite like I did with Grayson on probably this image right here. So I'm going to come back to that one in the next video. But right now I was going to grab one of these from the night shoot. I would say most of the magic in most of these happen in Lightroom, and then Photoshop just kind of finishes the whole thing off, which is cool. You know, it gives you a little bit of extra oomph, I guess you could say. So on this one, again, these are going to be super simple because they're nighttime. So it's not a big deal. If I had a sky back there, I would probably add the starry sky in. I think I talked about that before when we were doing whenever we were doing the Lightroom stuff. I'm gonna bring this up here and give myself just a little bit more light. Just trying to see if I wanted to do something a little bit different with that. I can move it up a little bit more too. Like that. I kind of like that. The other thing I would do is, like I said, that orange is kind of, I'm not a big fan of the orange, how it comes up at night especially. So I'm going to crazy that it's not making that big of a difference. That's very strange because I don't have it clipped to anything. The magenta makes a big difference. The red. Oh, let me zero these back out real quick. Okay, now we're making a little bit bigger of a difference. Just trying to get a little bit of that yellow out, which I think that's pretty good. Like I said, you can go into the selective color too and try to get, it may not even be yellow as much as it is something else. Oh, that helped a little bit. Yeah, there we go. The only thing I would do is take it back off of them. So I like that. And again, I would probably go brighten the baseball up just so you could see it a little bit. And then to finish all of these out, I would probably run my sharpen noise action. It's in both of them. It's in both of the packs. This one runs at 45%, which is where I typically like to keep my stuff. So anyways, like I said, I'm going to do part 2 with the composite to show you a composite like I did with Grayson's last picture, and I'm probably going to be using this slide at home base, which I think is really cool. So anyways, thank you guys for joining me. If you have any questions or anything, or comments, you can put them below there on YouTube, and I'll hopefully see them at some point and answer them. So thank you guys. And also, like I said, the actions that I use for all of these are in my store. The Sun-Kissed actions are here, and that came with the Brilliance Lightroom presets, and then the Ultimate collection, which is the Kansas collection, and some of my other presets. And those are at kansasfits.bigcartel.com. As I oftentimes do, I went back and before I saved them out, there was a couple other things I touched up, so I was going to go through and show you. So that's the before, and this is the after. I did a little HDR on that one afterwards. I felt like it needed something else. That one's pretty safe. This one. And most of the magic with this one happened in Lightroom. Basically, the one Brilliance preset that I showed you guys, the deep golden brilliance with the sky, that was like the big one here. Oops, not what I wanted to do. I reset the settings on it a minute ago, so there it was. That's just in Lightroom, so that was kind of a big deal. And then the last one was this one, and we cropped it in and did some stuff up here. After I stopped the video, I did remove the lines that were here, right there. So that was the only thing I did. Oh, and I think I showed you that on there. And then I also did a gradient up there in the sky. I don't remember if I showed that during the video or not. So I wanted to clear those up because they look a little different than the final images that you saw in the video. So now I'm finished.